What moment at the office made you realize, it's time to start looking for a new job? My CEO told me that I was the weakest link on the leadership team, me, who'd set up the business from scratch when it was just me and him, who'd written all of the business processes, hired most of the employees, including several of my peers on the leadership team, negotiated many of the suppliers, bought furniture, systems, software etc. I had the audacity to have several miscarriages and had been understandably depressed following this, yet still I was working long days, flitting between two offices, taking my laptop home and continuing work on an evening, going on trips to London to meet with regulators and contractors when needed. We had outgrown our current offices, so I was also scouting out new offices, so out and about doing that, too. On top of this, my boss was treating me like his assistant, getting me to do basic admin that one of the office staff could do and run errands. Because I was apparently the best person and the only one he could trust to do things right. I had had my most recent miscarriage on the 8th January that year, it was a Friday, and went straight back to work on the Monday. I took a week of convalescent leave at the end of January and my husband took me to a spa hotel to try and relax. During that week, I was called on a daily basis to ask questions and do bits of work. I stupidly took my laptop with me. On my return, my boss was about to go on a trip to Africa. I'd had a rough night and not slept well, felt under the weather so thought I'd have a bath and go into work a little late. My hours were supposedly flexible so a 9:30 a.m. start wasn't unheard of by anyone on the team. I told a colleague I'd be having a late start, in case anyone needed me. I got an angry phone call from our CEO at 9:27 a.m. as I was pulling up to the office, demanding to know where I was. I explained I was just outside and was told to come immediately to the conference room see him because we needed to discuss some issues before he left for Africa. Basically he'd spat his dummy out because he'd needed me at 9 a.m. that morning for a task and I wasn't there. When my colleague had told him I was going to be late, he had gone berserk. I got to the conference room and sat down, and was subjected to about 10 minutes of verbal attack. Apparently I was never in the office, I wasn't pulling my weight and was the weakest link on the management team. Don't worry, I gave as good as I got. I fought back and told him if he had a problem with my performance to please provide evidence of where I'd been expected or asked to do something and not done it. He couldn't provide any evidence at all, because there wasn't any. I was working above and beyond my agreed objectives, and he knew it. I started looking for a new job that night, and left a few months later. Funny that, when I sat down with our finance director to go over everything I had been doing in preparation for my leave, we managed to write 10 different job specifications for someone to replace me. I'd been doing the work of 10 people. He did actually hire 4 people to replace me. Good luck to them.